Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. And you?
Doing okay.
Sorry.
Ooh. Good morning, Elsie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing fine. Doing fine. thought I was going to have to sneeze there. And then I didn't. So that probably means that now that I've turned the microphone back on, I will have to sneeze at some point. Before I can turn the mic button off. All right. Well, I have noon. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the music. And hopefully within a few minutes of getting a recap going, we'll have a couple of other players join us. And we will be ready to roll. Okay, Mark, I know that you had to leave us a little bit early last week.
Yes.
Which is fine. For everyone, this is DM Galabond, and it's Saturday at noon, so it's the History of D&D. Right now, I am joined by LC and by Mark. And we are awaiting Hakio and Wesley. Hopefully they'll be along fairly shortly. When we finished up last week, the party was going in search of Bargle's lair. And they located they decoded a message and located a path that led them to a large rundown fortress of sorts, and they briefly fought a carrion crawler and defeated that. And then they found a breach in the wall and looked through that breach, and they saw a bunch of kobolds. And at the very end of the session, Sylvia had let fly an arrow and had slain one of the kobolds, which basically alerted all of the kobolds that enemies are there. And so we said that basically was the surprise round. People had a chance to move to get into position that they wanted to be to start the combat. And then we said that when we started up this week, we would roll the initiative. But before we do that, let me go ahead and bring up the map for you guys, show you all where you are at the moment. And then I will go through a few of the items for you. So you all are here by this breach in the wall over in this section. Then based on the fact that the shot went off, I pretty much opened up the rest of the courtyard so that you guys could see what's going on. Just to point out where your enemies are located. The dead kobold that has the arrow in its throat is here. There's another kobold behind him here. There are two more kobolds by the front door that you can see. And then just inside the front gates, there are 4 kobolds. And then the party did hear the shouts of other kobolds from over here, but from your angle, you guys cannot see them. But I'm just going to say that based on your observation of how things are, you probably figure there's probably another 2 kobolds over there since there were 2 on this side. Looks like Siren, looks like you have taken a position just inside the breach in the wall, and Trophim, you're standing outside the wall with Aethert and Gowis. Looks like Sylvia and Omu decided to take cover in that little this little area over here inside this tower. And then I guess we need to see what Elsie, anything else you wanted to add, or any questions that you have?
No, nothing really.
Okay. Well, we have 5 after. We have a couple of expendable NPCs. So I say we should just go ahead and probably roll initiative and get things going, and we will see if Siren and if Sylvia and Omu show up. And Trophim, if you click on your token and then roll the initiative, it should automatically add you to the turn. If it doesn't, I can add it for you.
How do I roll the initiative again?
Go to your character sheet and roll 20, and then there should be on the combat tab.
Yeah, the initiative roll.
Yeah. Okay, so
5.
Yep.
Isn't bad.
So for this we have, okay, so for Aethert, he's got a 2. Aethert has a 2.11, and Gowis is going to have a 2.11. All right. So then we just need to roll for our kobolds. Add him. We will add these guys. Add these guys. And we will add these guys. All right. And then, so we have 9 of those. So I'm just going to do 9, 6, no exploding. Okay, so I'll just do all right. All right. So, all right. Ooh. Lots of them go before anybody. What is your actual dex score, Trophim? Take a look at your character sheet here. Your dex is a 14. So, all right. Now let me put this back in. Okay. So that means you go after just the fastest of the kobolds, which is good. All right. So, where is this kobold? I need to zoom out a little bit more. Oh, this guy is here. Okay, so what's his range? Oh. So he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. And now that puts him at regular range. So he's just going to fire a normal arrow. And this kobold has a... This kobold needs a 20 to hit AC 0. So basically, I think he hits Siren only on a natural 20. And that's not a natural 20. So Siren is missed. And then this kobold. Oh, I don't even know if he's gonna... He might have disadvantage no matter what he does. 5, 10, whoops, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah. He's got a -1 to his attack roll because he's more than 100 feet away, even after a full movement. So he's... And that's a 14. That's going to miss. So those two guys have missed. Trophim. You saw... Well, you probably didn't see any arrows because nothing got close to hitting Siren. But you know that the battle is engaged now. What would you like to do? Mark, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
Think I'm gonna move over here next to Siren and fire my sling at the closest kobold.
Okay, now your sling has... Let's see, what's the range on your sling? I think we put it in there. Let's take a look at combat. Sling has 30, 60, 90. Okay, so if you find an enemy within 30 feet, you get a +1. If he's within 60, more than 30 but less than 60, you get a flat roll. If it's more than 60, less than 90, you get a -1. And if anything is more than 90 feet away, your sling can't reach it. So let's see about the closest enemy to you. Oh, well, you can hit that guy and try to hit this guy here, but you'll have a -1 on your attack roll. I think I'm going to say you can see that guy. Let's just see how far away he is. Same thing here. No, this guy is just out of reach. You wouldn't be able to reach this guy. So this is the only guy you could try to hit with a sling. So you can roll an attack, and then we'll just subtract, unless I don't think it'll automatically do the range updates for you. I think we have to do that after your roll. So do you remember how to get him to attack? Yep. There we go. Oh, it's armor class 0 for 1 point of damage. Okay. Well, you definitely hit that guy. His armor class is not 0, but he goes, ow! And so that's a move, that's a shot. Anything else? Okay. Then let's take a look. Okay, it's this guy. This guy had his buddy shot, so he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And let's see. Who's in range for him? You guys are both in range. Oh, and you can see Omu, and you can't really see Sylvia. Not from there. You can see Omu. You're going to shoot at Omu. But again, he's got a -1. So, and that's a miss. Then there's this guy. He is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. -1s all around. Okay. At the moment, Siren, you look like you're more dangerous. So he's going to shoot at you.
All right.
And that's yet another miss. So nothing doing there. And then this guy, this guy is way over here. So he's just going to do full round movement. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Siren, you are up.
I'll take out my longbow.
Okay.
Make a shot. Well, hold on. No, that's fine. I'll make a shot at this kobold right here, the closest.
Okay.
Yeah, guessing they don't AC 11.
Yeah, their AC is a little bit better than 11. Not a whole lot, but a little bit better than that. Anything else that you want to move or anything?
I'll probably move back. Well, for now I'll stay here, but then I'll let Trophim know that he should probably get back behind cover.
Okay. All right. So that's a free action. You can tell Trophim, hey, good idea to duck back behind cover. So then this kobold, the other one by the door, is going to go 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then let's see, can he... Oh, just barely. All right. Well, he's going to take a shot at the big armored guy with the longbow. Now you definitely are the most dangerous thing on the field with that big longbow. Oh, and he got close. Missed you, but he got close. Landed probably 5 feet away from you. Better than the other guys have done. Okay, now here comes the cavalry. So, Aethert will 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's got a crossbow. And he is going to shoot at this guy here. crossbow, I believe, is just going to be a flat roll at 75 feet. Let me just double check that and make sure that that's not within short range for him. Okay. Yep. Crossbow is up to 120 feet is medium range. So there's no penalty on his shot. And that's going to be a miss. And then Gowis. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Gowis cannot. Well, wait a minute. Can Gowis see? Yeah, Gowis can see this guy over here. Okay, he'll take a shot at that guy. Oh, that's a hit. And a d6 for damage. 4 points of damage. Okay. Well, that kobold sprouts a crossbow bolt in his throat and falls with a horrible scream. And then we have this guy. Okay, so this guy. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. Just at the edge of normal range, so he will shoot at Aethert. And oh, that's a hit. Oh, for 6 points of damage on Aethert. Oh no. Aethert is bloodied after that. Where is this guy? Okay, this guy is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Cannot do anything except move. And then this kobold. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. And he will shoot. He is going to shoot at the guy with the sling. And he misses. All right. Cool. Back to the top of the round. So this kobold who went first. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He goes over here and he's going to try to shoot at the fighter at Aethert. And he misses. And then this guy, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to take a shot. Yeah, he'll take a shot at Aethert. Ooh, what's Aethert's AC? That might hit him. Ooh, it does hit him. Uh-oh. Well, then let's see. Oh no. Aethert falls. Okay. Trophim, you are up.
Okay.
Your elf has told you it's probably a good idea for you to get to cover. Your man-at-arms just took 2 arrows and fell down.
Well, if he says that's a good idea, I guess I'm going to get into cover.
Okay, now you can either do your action and then move to cover, or you can move to cover and then do your action. Probably
So-
want to... Go ahead.
Never mind. What do you want to say?
I was just going to say, from the way the battlefield is laid out now, if you're going to fire a weapon or something, probably better to do that now and then try to get to cover.
Exactly. So I'm just going to shoot my sling at the closest kobold.
Okay, targeting the same guy again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me just double check whether he's in range. Okay, he's still going to be at the normal range, so it's just a flat D20 roll and no minuses for you.
So I just have to roll 20.
Yeah, or if you just go to your character sheet and click on the attack with the sling, that it'll... Hey, AC 5. All right, you're plinking this guy to death. Another couple of shots like that, and he'll
And
be down
now
after
I'm gonna move to cover, I guess.
Okay.
Back here.
Okay. Looks good. Looks good. All right. This kobold bleeds. I'm going to go ahead and put him on the token layer. This kobold will move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And now let's see. Who can he see? Sylvia's still too far away. And he's just out of cover. So there's only one target on the board that he can see. So he's gonna... Oh, and he misses Siren. Then where's this guy? Okay. This guy still probably needs to... 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think that he's still going to be more than 150 feet away. Oh, he's exactly 150 feet away. Yep. So he's not going to take a minus. He's just going to move more. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right. Siren, you are up.
All right. Would I have to spend my action to drag Aethert behind the wall over here?
I will... Okay, I'll let you do that as part of your move. Yeah, I'll let you do that as part of your move.
All
So if you want to take a shot and then try to drag him out of the way.
Yeah, I'll try to hit the bloodied kobold
Okay.
and miss completely.
Oh, I see 15. Yep. Okay.
And then I'll move forward and kind of drag Aethert
Okay.
along behind the wall, and then tell
Okay.
Gallus to try to get him back on his feet.
Okay. All right. So then we have this kobold. And he, let's see, who does he have line of sight to? He's got line of sight to her. So he's going to do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Now, is she in range? Yep, she's just in range. So we're going to shoot at Sylvia. And... oh! Ooh! Well, folks, this is what happens when you sometimes don't show up at the start of the session. Let's see, what is... just double check what Sylvia's HP is. Okay. Yeah, she can survive. 5. Ooh. Okay, so. And then what was the armor class was this. 2. And then, all right, so Sylvia, you hear a cry from Sylvia. She is bloodied by that shot. And then Aethert is going to bleed, but while he bleeds, he's going to make a Constitution check. Oh, that's a failure. And then Gowis is going to do a medicine check. Which succeeds. So let me do... okay. And he gets 2 hit points back. So he is still bloodied, but he is no longer... still bloodied, but he's no longer out of it. Aethert coughs up blood. And then Gowis is going to, after that action, he's going to draw his sword, and he's just going to move over there kind of protectively. And then this kobold will 20, 25, 30. What's the... that's a regular roll. That's going to be a miss, I believe. Yep, that's a miss. Oh. Okay. That's a miss for him. And then he will 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then let's see, this guy 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Can he see? Yeah, she's right at range. Ooh. Well, good thing Sylvia has an AC of 2. Because she was missed by that. And then we're back to the top of the 3rd round. Now, one thing I will point out to you, Siren, so I'm pretty sure that Trophim used his sleep spell down in the well, but right now you're starting to get a little bit of a cluster of your enemies together. So I don't know whether you may want to think about anything like that with your spells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Gonna shoot at Gowis and miss. And this guy. Okay. So this guy will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And Trophim, you are up.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm just gonna peek out of cover and shoot my sling.
Okay. Yeah, you can move up, shoot, and then move back.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna move up. Now.
Oh.
3.
Yeah, it hits AC 12 though. So they have an AC that's a little bit better than 12. So that's going to miss.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna move back down.
Yep. Okay. That guy bleeds. Then we have this guy. He barks out something in Kobold to his companions. 1, 2, 3. And now what can he see? Oh, he still can't quite. So he's going to go ahead and whoops, sorry. Add them exactly. Oops. And yeah, okay. So this kobold will shoot and will miss. This kobold 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 will come up and he will take a shot. Just can't quite see there. Oh, that's gonna hit. Okay, so 2. So Gowis sprouts an arrow. And Siren, you are up.
All right. I'll move my way around. Let me check the text on this spell. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to cast Sleep centered around here so I hit all these kobolds.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I should hit all of them.
All right. And they have to make saves against Spells. So let me just double check what their spell save is. Whoops. There.
Apparently, they don't get a saving throw.
Oh, that's right. Wait, is it?
Apparently,
Yeah.
you roll 2d8 to see how many it affects.
Yeah. Okay, 2d8. Let's go back and do that. 2d8. Hey, guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, all 8 of them go. They all just stop moving and fall down.
So can we just kill them all now?
Well, you have a couple of options. Yes, you could just simply go and coup de grace all of them, or you could decide to leave one of them alive and tie him up and question him, or you could, you could just leave him sleeping there and tie him up. That's up to you guys. So you all should discuss that between yourselves. And I'm going to clear the turn order because we're out of combat.
I guess we could kill all but one of them and try to interrogate one of them.
Sounds about right.
Okay, so who? Any preference on who you want to leave alive?
Let's leave the bloodied one alive.
Okay.
It'd be easier to kill if things happen.
Okay. So I'll just go mark these guys off. And while I'm doing that, we'll just say that you're tying up the prisoner. Where do you want to interrogate him? Right there out in the yard, or you want to take him over to the tower, or what?
We are in the yard.
Okay. All right. So your henchman will take up these positions. Aethert is looking kind of beat. Sylvia will come out here. She's bloodied. And Omu will come out here. They kind of all gather around this guy to make it clear that he is in fact surrounded by enemies. All right. So who wants to do the questioning? We'll say he's all securely tied up now. And he sleeps right through that.
I guess the question would be whether he speaks.
Okay, so you try to wake him up?
Yeah, let's wake him up.
Okay. What? Oh, yeah. And then he looks at he looks up at Siren, and he sees your armor and your blade. And he looks at the others standing around, looks over at you, Trophim, and he looks at the men-at-arms, and he sees all of his other kobolds over there just out and well, dead at this point. And he's like, all right, I give up. Good to meet you. How can I help you?
Yes, it's a pleasure to meet you as well. To be honest, you're alive only because we need information about this place. So do be a dear and try to tell us as much as you can.
Okay. Okay. The we can tell you that we were asked to come out here and just keep watch. We're strong. We're the strong members of our tribe. And the master sent us out here to keep watch on everything. There's more kobolds, and he's got more servants inside as well. It's
Just
very
kobolds?
dangerous in there. Oh, no, not just kobolds. There's other monsters. There's monsters that used to be alive, but we killed them. And then the master brought them back, only they're still not quite alive. They stink. They stink like dead things.
Good to know. Is the master still in there?
Oh, I suppose. Master gets mad if we disturb him, so I don't go disturb him. He sends somebody to tell us what to do, and then we do what he says. Or else we might end up like one of the stinky dead things that's not quite dead.
Good to know. How many stinky things and kobolds are in there?
Oh, whole tribe is in there. Master made a deal with our chieftain. Let the whole tribe move in. But told us there were certain places we couldn't go. And then put the stinky dead things there to make sure we don't.
And how many are in your tribe?
And he looks around the yard and he says, there's this many times. Like,
Well, more than 8 is what I can guess from that answer.
well, there's, and he starts trying to think, and he will actually kind of go through this. If need be, he will go to all right. Okay. Well, there's Zad and Gan and their cousins, and there's probably as many of them as us here. And then there's Gava and Delgi and their cousins, and there's probably that many. And then there's Voss and Zern and their cousins, and then that's probably that many. And then there's the shaman, Vapu, and Vapu has all his wives, and then they have cousins, and so there's a lot of them.
There, that's good enough. Are there any other entrances into this fortress, or is it just the entrance you were guarding?
Master has many secrets. I only know this way in and out. But Master sometimes disappears long periods of time and then comes back. We hear that he's gone, and then he comes back, but we never see him leave.
Alright, well,
If you let me live, I can show you treasure.
where's treasure? Inside the fortress?
No. Well, Snova thought Snova was smart, but, and then he points over to one of the corpses and said, Snova wasn't as smart as he thought. Snova said, Snova never liked Master much. Said we should have treasure in case we need to get away from Master. So it's not inside. It's over, and he kind of nods and indicates over towards this tower over on the east. Said, it's over there in tower. I'll show you.
The only problem is, if we let you go, you're just going to run back to your tribe and let them know we're here.
And he looks down. I presume you've taken all of his weapons away, and he says, you all have weapons, have bows. I try to run into the doors. You shoot me before I get there. I'll show you treasure, but you promise to let me go. And then I leave. I'll go to the mountains. I have distant cousins in other tribe, deep in mountains.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, Kobold. We don't intend to storm the fortress. We're going to have to leave and come back later, so letting you go doesn't really seem to be much of an option for us.
You need shoe shine, boy? I shine shoes. And then he reaches and tries to rip a piece of cloth off of his shirt, and he looks at your boots and he says, I shine shoes for you.
I'll tell you what, we're probably going to leave here. We'll take you with us back to our town. Once we've dealt with this fortress and you haven't done anything drastic, we'll let you go free on your merry way.
Okay. And Aethert and Gowis, they're looking at you, they're kind of raising an eyebrow, and they're kind of shaking their head like you may not do that, but they're not sure that he'll last very long if they take him back. But of course, the town master has a jail that he can put him in, and maybe he can hold him and keep him from getting hurt. So he says, okay, I show you treasure. I be good till you finish dealing with this place. Then I bring back, then when you're ready to let me go, you give me a little bit of treasure so I don't starve.
How much would you need?
Enough to buy food for a week. So I can get back to mountains and back to cousins.
All right, sounds fair enough.
Okay. And then he kind of looks down. His legs are bound and his arms are bound. And he kind of looks, he says, you want me to show you treasure or just tell you to find it? I tell you, take you a long time to find it.
What do you think, Trophim?
Sure.
And I guess we'll unbind him and keep an eye on him, but let him show us the treasure.
Okay. Do you keep like a rope on him to keep him from being able to get away from you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, he will stand up and then he'll move over to here and he'll start moving some large-ish rocks. He's a kobold, so he's not terribly strong. The largest rocks that he moves are about 3 feet across at the most, and they're not 3 feet around. There's, and so he has to kind of slide them or move them aside, and he uncovers an area that's about 5 feet square that has some boards laid across it that's underneath this jumble of rocks. And then he picks up a couple of the boards, and in there you in fact see you see a small iron box, which is not locked. And he opens up the box, and inside you see some gold pieces and a black gem.
All right, then. Can I count how many gold pieces are in there?
Yep. And you find 100 gold pieces. Okay.
Okay.
I guess we'll take that and then ride back to town now that we've done our scouting.
Okay, so you're going to take this kobold with you.
Yeah, he'll be our informant to
Okay.
know what's up.
And the kobold will tell you that his name is Ukra. So, Ukra the Kobold is the name that you all are given, and so everybody heads back to town, and you reach. Let me go ahead and I'll copy him. You reach town without incident. And we are now back to. We'll head back over to the town master's residence, which is over here. Well, no, I guess the town master's hall is actually where they would keep the prisoners, so that would be over here. So you guys go back there, and you discover kind of a bustle of activity. The village elders are glad to see you all again. They see the evidence that several of you have taken injuries, and so they discover your prisoner. And a lot of the townsfolk are very leery of seeing the kobold coming in, even though you do probably bring him in under heavy guard. And they give him a holding cell, and they make sure that he has food and water in a chamber pot and those types of things. And they tell him that he will be able to go out in the small orchard behind the thing for an hour every day. And you can tell that he's been kind of suspicious, but he's now starting to think, well, maybe all these people aren't as monstrous as I've been led to believe that elves and humans and dwarves are. They're horrible monsters, and all they want to do is just kill you and take all your treasure. It's amazing that they let creatures like that live in the world. So they will start questioning him. Now that you're back in town, what would you guys like to do?
I don't know. I don't really have anything specific in mind in town.
Okay. Well, they will. The village council will spend a little bit of time questioning the kobold, and then they will tell you that they will send for you over at the Inn of the Welcome Winch, and they will have some questions just to kind of get a debriefing from you about what you found and what information you were able to gather, and just kind of compare what the kobold told you with what the kobold told them and your observations while you were out there, and sort of see what maybe they're dealing with. And so a couple hours goes by, and then they will call you back towards evening. It's late afternoon, I guess, by the time they call you back to the town hall, town master's hall, and they will say, well, we learned a little bit from that kobold, not a whole lot that was really useful. It seems to get sidetracked talking about all of his cousins and friends and their families and everything. But what were you able to see, and then what were you able to learn from either what he told you or other things you observed?
Well, the long of skinny of it is they apparently have a whole entire kobold tribe over in that fortress. From what we can tell, it's at least over 16 kobolds, is my guess, from how I interpret what he talked about. And also that Bargle himself could possibly be in the fortress, although he seems to come and go at will. We do know that his experiments seem to be walking all over the place. He likes to keep lots of undead in his fortress as well. So that seems to be what we're facing if we wanted to storm such a place.
That's disturbing. And Brother Tuck says, oh yes, that's quite a bit of, it sounds like quite the task to go and undertake. Meanwhile, we have learned from further questioning Lareth that indeed one of the things that one of the gifts that this dark lady that they follow gives to some of her chosen followers is the ability to create undead monstrosities. And it seems that Bargle has received this gift. So that checks out. And whether they're trying to create some kind of undead army or whether those undead act as servants, that's a little less clear. But definitely it's unnatural, and it's something that we want to take care of. And when the troops from the capital get here, we'll definitely want to tell them about it. But I presume you tell them about how you found it and how you get to the lair.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they are very satisfied with that. And so they say, well, that's very good. I'm sure that the queen will want to have all that information. So we will go ahead and we will honor our agreement. And they bring out some small chests and bring those to you. And each of those chests has 500 gold pieces in it. And so you each get 500 gold.
Okay.
For your so Trophim and
Sorry, what do we get?
You get a small chest that has 500 gold pieces in it from the village council.
Okay.
It's one for you and one for Siren. Okay. So, the news of the fact that you all were successful in bringing back information about the lair, that all filters back and through the town, and once again there's kind of a jovial party type atmosphere at the inn that evening, and there's more stories and songs and whatnot to be told. And I know it's a little earlier than we usually do, but I think I'm going to go ahead and have us take our break now. I have 11 after the hour. So let's go ahead and come back at 20 after, and we will pick up with the rest of this. And I'm going to double check and see if we are going to be expecting anybody else to join us today. And because that will help me figure out what we, how we are going to handle what comes next. All right, so I'm going to put on the music for a few minutes, and then I'll be back at 20 after.
Sounds good.
All right. Sorry about that. You guys back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. All right. Well, I think what we are going to do is we are going to advance the calendar by a couple of days before we resume our actual action. So, Siren, if you... Hey, okay, Mark. We're just getting started again. I was just telling LC that we're going to move the calendar ahead a couple of days. And in that intervening time, is there anything that either one of you would particularly want to do with a couple of days in town?
Can we do anything special for XP?
Probably not for experience, but this would be like any particular items you want to try to find that you would buy, or maybe any kind of research that you would want to do, or anything like that that would be of interest to Trophim while you have a couple of days.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Elsie, anything that Siren would particularly want to do with a couple of days?
Nothing in particular.
Okay. All right. So we'll say that during that time, you receive a rider comes back from the capital and gives the word that the Queen has sent a detachment of guards. She's sending 20 of the city militia from the capital. And there are 8 of them that are being sent with a wagon, basically like a paddy wagon. And those 8 will transport Lair back to the capital, and then the remaining 12 of the detachment that she is sending are going to help the town watch of Dedale with any kind of sorties or other types of things that they may have going into the countryside to try to find more strongholds related to these bandits. Because there's kind of an uptick that's been happening. You discover that when the messenger comes back, that there's been an uptick in bandit attacks on several of the trade routes around the province. And so this is not something that's simply happening right here. It seems to be something that's a little more widespread, at least throughout this particular province of the empire, and possibly further afield as well. So that happens like on the next day, after you guys have come back from Bargle's Lair, and then another full day goes by, and everything is kind of quiet, and you expect that it's going to be 2 more days before the troops arrive from the capital. So then so that would be 3 days after you went to the capital, after you went to the lair. So on the night of the second day that you are all back from Bargle's lair, something happens. So, Elsie, tell me a little bit about Siren's nightly routine. I presume he still has his room at the inn. He's been staying there. Tell me what a typical evening looks like as he gets ready to retire for the night.
I guess Siren would spend a decent amount of time reading through his spell book, trying to keep working on his magic skills, see how he can improve them. He'd take off all his armor, put it in the corner somewhere, maybe polish up his new shield and his spear a bit.
Okay. Yeah, you always are tempted to go polish the shield, but then you realize it's always gleaming like it's brand new.
I think he just does it out of habit. Being a blacksmith, he still likes to take care of.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you always check it over and then he's like, man, gotta get used to this. And it's the same with the armor. You
Yes, hello, I'm back. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I will be getting to you in a moment. Mark.
My cat was acting up.
Uh-oh. Okay. So Siren does that. All right. And then Mark, tell me a typical evening. I presume that you have taken a room at the inn there, and that you're staying at the inn. You're kind of a minor celebrity there, so you get they take good care of you guys there at the inn. Tell me a little bit about a typical evening as Trophim gets ready to retire for the night. What sort of things does he do as he's getting ready to bed?
Well, he'd obviously eat, and the rest of the time he'd spend studying or reading a book or something.
Okay, reading your spell book and studying stuff like that. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you all have noticed there's a rhythm to the way the village operates. There's a midday, the crowd at the inn swells a bit for lunch, and it kind of tapers off in the afternoon until about 5 or 6 o'clock, and then it picks up a little bit for an early dinner rush, and then it kind of fades between 7 and 8, and then around 8 o'clock it starts to swell again for the people that come by for their nightly entertainment, to hear whatever stories the bards have, to sing songs, to have a few drinks. And then by by about midnight, almost everybody has left. There's usually one or two people that wind up drinking a little too much and fall asleep at their table. But that's sort of what happens. So you all are up in your room, and it's well after the everything has finished for the night. And I would like for both of you to give me give me a wisdom check.
Oh, nice.
1 second.
I was going to say that's really bad, but no, it's really good in this edition.
Yeah, it's really good in this edition. Oh, excellent. Well, you all are both awakened by the smell of smoke.
Oh, God.
And it doesn't smell like something good cooking in the kitchen. What do you do? Trophim, we'll start with you.
I guess I'll just go down, out of my room to investigate, but not like that quick, just relax.
Okay. You open your door to your room, and you look to the end of the hall, and there is a window that looks out over the townmaster's hall. And through that window, you see the glow of flames.
Oh. So the townmaster's house is burning, or what?
They looks like the townmaster's hall, which is basically where the village council conducts its business, has its meetings, and you also know that's where they have the 2 prisoners that are being held.
Oh, okay. Well,
the kobold and the cleric.
Yeah, so I think I'll get much more ready. So I'll ready myself and just head on out.
Okay. So you're going to get ready and start heading out. Siren, you wake up to the smell of smoke. What do you do?
I did have a rules question. How fast how long does it take to get my armor on?
In this edition, that's a really great question, because you have plate, right? But it's magical plate. So let me just see. Wait. No. Okay, so armor descriptions. Okay, plate mail. Armor table. Blah, blah. Let's just go see. They usually say things about that. Advantages, disadvantages, bulky, and everything. Okay. And then oh wow. Okay. So the only armor they give us, now you have actually plate mail, which is not full plate armor. It's a it's kind of a modified version of that. They only give us information on a full plate, which says it takes 20 minutes to put it on. So I don't think this is quite that bulky. It's magical. So that's going to mean it's a little bit easier. The magic makes it a little bit easier to put on and take off. So I'm going to say it'll take you it'll take you 2 minutes to put it on.
Yeah.
And
that's
a minute
actually
to take
pretty
it off.
quick.
Yeah.
But that's too long for Syrian, so he's just going to grab his shield and sword and run out the door.
Okay. All right. Well, you open your door to your room, and you look, and you can see the glow of flames out over where the townmaster's the townmaster's hall is. You see flames from over this direction. You also, well, I'm sure by that time Trophim is already downstairs. There doesn't appear to be any reaction from other people in the inn yet at this point. So you just head downstairs. When you get downstairs, I'll say you can see Trophim downstairs, kind of looking like he's wondering whether he should go out or whether he's trying to see what he can see out through the door before he runs outside. And indeed, when you guys get down there, you can see some activity outside. You can see the shadowy shapes of several humans that look like they are have set one part of the townmaster's hall on fire, and they are trying to get into the door. And you're an elf, Siren, so you have dark vision. You can see that these people are all dressed in black.
Okay. I guess first thing Syrian would do would be slam his spear against his shield and try to make as much noise as possible and yell, "Fire! The town's under attack, fire!" and try to wake up everyone nearby. Lose our stealth edge, but try to get people up and out.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes it calls for stealth, and sometimes it calls for action. All right. What I am going to do is I'm going to do modified roll or modified rules here for a skills challenge. I haven't completely come up with all of the rules for a skills challenge in this edition of D&D, but I'll point us to the core rules channel, and there is the updated list of skills in the Discord that you guys can find in there. And then let's pull those down, and I will say if you actually have the skill, you can use it with whatever your skill bonus is. If you don't have the skill, you can just roll whatever the associated ability check is, like strength or intelligence or wisdom or whatever. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to see if you guys can get 8 successes before you get 4 failures. And if you do, then that will mean one thing. And if you don't, then that will mean something else. So let me go get a map for us. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. I will pull that over and I will move us to that map. Okay. Just a nice little blank battle map here. I am going to draw out 2 shapes here. Oops. Not that shape. I'm going to draw out. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I'm going to copy that. Move it over here. And then I'm going to take this. And I'm going to make it. Okay, so then I will grab I am going to grab our buddy Zert. Put Zert out here, and Zert is our counter for successes. And then I will grab bad guy Spugnor. Spugnor will be our failures. So if Zert gets all the way up to the top of this before Spugnor gets up here, that's a success. That basically means you will have an easier fight. If Spugnor winds up getting to the top first, then you'll have a little bit more difficult fight. So this is a way we can sort of narratively go through an encounter and then only have combat be part of it. So were you guys able to find and open that list of the skills?
Yes, I found it.
Okay, Mark, were you able to find it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, what are you talking about right now? Sorry.
Go into the Discord and go to the Core Rules and Resources channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then there should be from
skill list.
First edition skill list.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and open that up, and that will give us a.
I've already seen this.
Yeah, but that's just good reference to have while we're in here, so that you know what skills are available and what you can do. So we should probably roll for initiative. And one of the things that I like to do with the skills challenge is I like to say you can use any skill that's available to you, except you cannot use the same skill that the person in front of you just used, and you cannot use the same skill that you used in the turn before, but you can use any other skill. And that just means it gives people, just requires people to use, instead of using the same skill over and over and over again, just think a little bit more about different skills that are available and what they would do. So go ahead and roll. Well, let me move your tokens out on the board here, because I discovered in other games it doesn't work unless we have tokens. So I'll just put your tokens on the board, and you guys can go ahead and roll initiative now.
Well, I can't select mine right now.
Oh, you can't select yours?
No.
I can.
Okay, so then that
Initiative 3.
Okay, so Siren, that is because.
Oh, there we go. Now I have it.
Yep. Okay. All right, and then I'm just going. Okay, so 5. All right. And Siren, you get to go first. So from the list of skills, we'll say you've already made one shout, but you can do the same thing again, or you can do something different. What would you like to do now to try to help gather as many townsfolk or guards or anything as you can to either drive off or fight off whoever's setting the townmaster's house on fire?
I guess I'll just keep shouting.
Okay. All right. Then let's see. To me, that sounds like. Let's see. What kind of skill does that sound like? That would be. Sounds like that might be a. Maybe that's a persuasion skill, perhaps, which is charisma. No, that's all right. So go ahead and make me a charisma check.
Good. Oh, yay.
All right. And charisma check is. Oh, yeah. Great. All right. Well, that's a success. Okay. So you shout and you notice that some doors start to open from some of the houses, and they look out and they go, "The town hall is being attacked. It's on fire." And so you can hear people starting to scramble and get themselves ready. So that is one success. Great. Trophim.
Yes.
So now we're to you. So what skill would you like to use? And I think we called that one a persuasion check. So you can use anything except persuasion off of that list of skills. What looks like it might be useful to you at this point?
So I can use any skill?
Any skill except persuasion.
And then I'm gonna use it, or what? I don't understand what you're getting.
Okay. You know the situation. You're trying to rouse the trying to rouse the townsfolk because a building is on fire and being attacked by dark-robed people. Perhaps members of this cult, perhaps somebody else. And you're trying to alert them of what's going on or trying to gather as many people as you can. So what would you do to try to do that? And we'll say anything except trying to persuade people that they should get up.
Okay. I guess, and I can really use any skill.
Yeah. As an example, one of the skills is intimidation. So like if you see somebody who's not moving fast enough, you might try to intimidate them to snap to it a little bit more, or you could basically use like an engineering skill. Let's say if you kind of are thinking, okay, well, what's a good thing to collect water in so we can start putting out the fire? That might be a little bit engineering.
Do we see any injured people?
Any injured people? You don't see any injured people right now. No.
Okay.
There's also a leadership, like if you see people that are just kind of wondering what to do, you might tell them, give them directions of things to do, so they could go do that.
Are there people, the cloaked figures in black speaking?
They don't appear to be speaking in not that you can hear. You can't hear anything that they're saying. They may be talking to each other, but it seems like maybe up until now they've been trying to be a little quiet. Maybe they didn't make the best tactical choice of setting a building on fire and trying to be stealthy, but nobody ever accused cultists of being the brightest bulbs on the tree.
Could I try using military tactics?
Sure. So, just describe for me what you would like to do and how that would fit in with.
I want to find out what they're planning or trying to predict what they're gonna do next, or I'm not sure. Really,
okay.
I'm not sure with that skill.
Okay. Obviously, there's a fire, so there's a glow. You can kind of see how they're moving. You're starting to see that after Siren made his call for, has been making noise, people are starting to come out. You could begin to start of telling people how to get deployed to keep these people from being able to run away. And that would be good military tactics. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say, hey, you get over there around behind that. You go grab a crossbow and take up a position over there. And you go and watch that other side of town so that people can't run away that way. And they're all like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And so they start running around and scurrying around to do that. And so go ahead and make... Now, the military tactics is intelligence, I believe. So
yes,
go ahead and make go ahead and make an intelligence check. Hey, that's good. That's good. That's a success. Has to be 15 or less.
Oh yeah. 14, thank God my intelligence is so high.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Great. And that was smart to pick a skill where you have a high score. All right. Great job, Mark. I know this is the first time we've done this, so I'm expecting there's going to be some questions about what to do and how this plays out. It's a system that I've used for years in 5e, and it's adapted from a system in 4e, and it sometimes makes it nice just to break up things. But there's always like a benefit that you get from winning a skills challenge or a challenge that gets put in front of you if you lose it. So, Saren, we're back to you. The last time you used persuasion, and then Mark just used military tactics. So any other skill is open to you. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to run towards the enemy cultists and try to kind of grab and restrain them to keep them from setting more fires.
Okay, and what skill are you going to be employing?
I'm going to try to use wrestling.
Okay, use a wrestling skill. Okay, all right. So that would be, if you don't have wrestling, that would be a strength check. So go ahead and make a... Oh, okay. Well, you run out there, and apparently these guys are, you've made a lot of noise, and so they know something is going on, and the person you're running and trying to tackle, he sees you and he spins away and gets out of your way, and you go to grab him, and he's not there. So that is going to be one failure. And I should ask, do either of you have inspiration?
No.
Nope.
Okay. All right. Because I'll say we could use inspiration as a reroll. The other thing I will do, I know you guys are both extremely low level, and this particular edition really kind of hobbles you with the number of spell slots you have. But whenever we run skill challenges, I let you use your spells in a narrative sense. So you could say that you want to cast a spell, and then if you succeed on the skill check, the spell has whatever effect that you want to try to get from it. But then when we get out of the skills challenge, if we go into a normal combat, you still have that spell unused in memory. It's just sort of, so using a spell in a skills challenge doesn't count towards using a spell in...
So can I just say, for example, I want to put the Men in Black to sleep?
Yeah, if you say you want to do that, then...
And will that actually carry over so we don't have combat?
Well, it will, if it's a successful use, then it will count as a success. It may not prevent us from having combat, but it may mean that there's more people helping on your side than there are enemies that you have to face.
Okay, sure. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and cast sleep on those guys. Okay.
So that would again be another intelligence check. So go ahead and make your... Hey, that's a success. Yeah. Okay, now I am going to roll. It was 2d8. Roll 2d8 and... Ooh, okay. Well, you see quite a few of those guys. You see about 5 guys that you notice just kind of slump over to the ground after Trophim's spell goes off. Okay. And so, Siren, that guy that you were going to try to tackle, he slipped away from you, but he got a few steps away, and then he just fell over, and you can hear him lightly snoring now above the crackle of the flames. So we will say that we are back to you, Siren. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm going to try to use the signaling skill by banging my spear against my shield in a way to try to signal the guards to rouse up and get going, I suppose.
Okay, so yeah, you've been in town for a while. Maybe you've noticed that there's like a system that they have, almost like an alarm system that they use when they bang their shields in a certain way. It means, hey, something's happening. Pay attention. Get up and help. So you have observed that, and you're going to use that. So let's see. That is a signaling. What is that? Is that an intelligence?
I do believe that's intelligence.
Yep, it is. All right, so go ahead and roll your check.
These rolls are too close for comfort.
Oh, hey, but it's a success. So now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4 successes to 1 failure. So that's good. You guys are doing well. All right. So Trophim, that was signaling.
Mm-hmm.
And then last time, let's see, you used your sleep spell.
Sleep. Yeah.
So basically anything except signaling is open to you.
Is there anything I could use endurance for?
Well, let's see. What do they call endurance here? I think there is an endurance, and it might be a constitution.
Yeah, it's a constitution.
Oh,
yeah. Sure. You could basically use your endurance to run to a few of the houses that you know nearby, and where some of the members of the city watch live, and bang on the door or bang on the window and get them to try to get up and yell at them that there's a fire at the townmaster's hall. So yeah, you could run around and do that. You could make an endurance check for that. I'd allow that. So that would be a constitution roll unless you have the endurance spell.
I'm gonna use constitution.
Okay. Oh, hey, that's great. All right. Oh, and I should say that. Okay. You hit it one time. Or the first time was a 6. Okay. I'm going to use that 6, but the fact that you rolled a 1 on that second click, it's a good reminder. If you ever get a natural 1, which is the best result you can get on a skills challenge, it's going to count as 2 successes. And if you get a natural 20, it'll count as 2 failures. So,
yes.
But this only counts as 1 success because we're using that 6. And Siren, we're back to you. What would you like to do? The signaling was what you used. Endurance was what Trophim just used. Anything else is open to you.
I am going to pull out my bow and try to use blind shooting to try to shoot at the cultists and try to make them run away.
Okay, blind shooting this. Now, let's see. Is that a dexterity?
That is.
Yes, it is. Okay, so go ahead and make a dex check and see.
Well, that's good.
Oh, no. That's bad. It's 14 or less, and that's an 18. Oh, so that's a second failure. Ooh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so moving on, there's now a hive of activity in the town. Number of people have been awakened, and they're starting to run around the town. The bunch of the guys that are part of this attacking force appear to be asleep on the ground around the town master's hall, and now you have to see whether you guys are going to be able to succeed or not. Trophim, you're back up again. So he used blind fighting, and you successfully used your endurance. So anything else other than those two is available to you.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, blind shooting he used. Any thoughts about what you might want to use?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
I'm going to... Can I try to... Wait 1 second. Okay.
Okay.
Can I use bravery?
Sure. So what would you be wanting to do with that?
I think I'm like just try and run through the fires or something. I'm really not sure what to do.
Okay. Siren, if he were going to use bravery, what are some ideas you think he might be able to use with that? Because you guys can talk through these skills challenges with each other, and kind of give each other ideas about things.
And I could imagine him running into the burning townhouse and trying to rescue people from that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. That sounds good. Okay, so bravery is a wisdom check.
I'm gonna roll wisdom.
Okay. Oh, hey, that's great. Well, you rush in past a couple of guys that are asleep on the front porch of the building. You go in, and there's 2 guards that are inside, and one of them is just kind of down on his hands and knees coughing because of the smoke in there, and the other one is out. Looks like he's out on the ground asleep, or not asleep, but maybe unconscious because of the smoke. And you notice there's 3 cells that are in there. One is completely empty. In one of them, you see the form of the cleric Lair, that is over there kind of huddled in a corner, looking like he's very frightened of the flames. And then in the other one, the third one, that must have been where the kobold was, you see that the door to that one is open and the kobold is gone. So yeah, you succeeded. So you're able to get in there, and you hand the one guy on his hands and knees a cloth, which he puts over his nose and mouth, and then you point at the other guard and you grab one of that guard's hands, and the guy holds the cloth over his face and grabs the other hand, and the two of you are able to pull the guard out. And that's a success. So now you're at 6 successes. So that's good. That's good. All right, Siren, you're back up. What would you like to do? You have 2 more successes left to win.
I think I'm going to try using the escape skill to try and help people get out and away from the combat, like civilians and stuff.
Okay, that sounds good. And that one is a is that a dexterity?
Dex.
Yeah. Okay. Oh! Oh no. Oh no. That's 2 failures.
Indeed.
Ouch.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that means that the skills challenge has failed.
Ooh.
Okay. So that means that we are, in fact, going to have a little bit of a combat. All right. So, we're going to get Spugnor off of the table. We're going to bring Siren and Trophim over here. We're going to have our buddy Zert and Elmo is up. And then we're going to have one of the clerics from the temple. He is here. And then we will have some enemies that we will put on the board. And let's go take a look. We'll get several of these enemies. They are going to be get these guys. And Okay. So, basically what happens is, Siren, you start trying to help people get out. And as you are helping them to get out, you kind of lose track of what's going on. And we're going to say that Trophim, you have been trying to help this guard that you rescued. You've been trying to help get him back up on his feet, and you're paying attention to that, and you've kind of lost a little bit of sight about what is going on with these people as well. And what you have not noticed is that the Okay, there we go. You have not. Okay, so there's 7, and they have. Okay, they have 5 points each. And the last 7. All right. Okay, so then you notice that a couple of the people that Trophim put to sleep with his spell, they're not asleep anymore. They appear to be back up, and coming around the side of the building, they are leading everybody's favorite cleric, Lair. And he, of course, doesn't have his armor, and he doesn't have his fancy staff, and he doesn't have his armband. That means that he is unable to be affected by hold person spells, but he does have. Somehow they have brought him what looks like another holy symbol. So he's got his holy symbol. And that probably means that he has his spells available to him. So that is the forces that are arrayed against you. You guys have a few of these, and then you also were able to rouse. Unfortunately, a lot of people thought that the most important thing was dealing with the fire, and were not thinking that it was all that important to deal with potential escaped enemies. So, where the heck is the stupid card token here? There's a guard token here somewhere. Oh, there he is. That's what I wanted. You have a couple of these guards, and they are 5, and they. Okay. So there's. There's 4 of them. So they'll go on up here. All right. Now, I'm going to put one guard on the on the board, and I'm going to put that. All right, and then we'll put Elmo. Elmo there. We'll put Zert there. And add a turn for him. Add one turn for these guys. Add a turn for Lair. And then his armor class is only that, because that's all he has available to him. And a turn for him. Then Tuck gets a turn. And Elmo gets a turn. And Zerk gets a turn. Okay. So, give these guys a 2, a 1. Let me just double check what his. Oh, he gets a 1 as well. Okay, then. Okay, so 2, 5, 1. All right. So, Saren, looks like you're actually up first.
Nice.
You see several of these black-robed cultists, and you see that priest. He's got black robes, but of course he doesn't have his nifty armor because you're wearing it.
Actually, I'm not, unfortunately.
Oh, you're not. That's right, because you left it in your you left it in the room. Okay. All right. So, what would you like to do?
I guess Saren will move up a bit to get a good angle on the priest and back.
Okay.
I'll try shooting him with his longbow. Oh, nice.
It's AC 7. Hey, without his armor, AC 7 is exactly what you need to hit him.
And I do 6 damage to him.
Okay. He takes that hit, but he's apparently pretty tough because it doesn't do a whole lot.
So which guy did he shoot at?
Shot at this guy, which is the let me just make sure that I have it up. Sorry, I didn't have his name there. So this is the cleric that you all captured from the
Lair.
Yeah, Lair from the moat house. All right, so Elmo is Elmo says, "They've let the cleric loose. Get him. And he steps up. And he is going to shoot with his crossbow. And let's see. He needs a... What did he need? He needs a 16 hit. Oh! That's a hit. And he does another 6 damage. All right. So, 2 shots, both hit this guy. And Elmo drops his crossbow and pulls out a long sword. And then Trophim, you are up. So what would you like to do? Mark, are you still there?
Yes. So I'm going to try to cast sleep to affect all of those guys.
Okay. All right. Now the sleep, that means we have to roll 2d8, and we will see how many hit dice of creatures are affected by that. Oh, 10. All right. So, 1 hit dice, 2 hit dice, 3 hit dice, 4 hit dice, 5 hit dice, 6 hit dice, 7 hit dice, 8 hit dice, 9 hit dice. Okay, now let me just... Yep. You can get everybody. And the priest looks around and watches all of his guys just fall around him. He is not affected. Apparently there's not enough hit dice left over to affect him. But that is a good use of your spell. You just immediately reduced the enemies on the battlefield by a lot. Tuck says, "Nice going there. Nice going there, wizard." And then he steps up and he says, "All right, you. The power of St. Cuthbert holds sway in this village. We don't have any room for people like you." And he casts a hold person spell. And normally, hold person would not do anything against this guy, but because he doesn't have his nifty armband, because you're wearing it, Trophim, then he has to make a save. A spell save. So he needs... Ooh. What's his spell save DC at his level? It's going to be 8, I think. Oops. 8. Okay, so saving throws. Okay, for spells. Oh, he needs that. All right. That is a failure. He does not make his save, so he is held. No, and that means he can't attack. All right. So, hey, Trophim, do you have inspiration at this point?
No.
No? Okay. Go ahead and give yourself inspiration.
Why?
Well, because basically you took out most of the enemy forces in this battle.
Yay.
And took them out of commission.
What stat is it?
Oh, that just basically means you can remind me that you have inspiration, and you'll get to re-roll a d20 at some point. If you if you make a d20 roll and you go, "Ooh, I really want to do that over again," you can cash in your inspiration.
Okay.
And do that. All right. Well, the battle is quickly over. And nobody died. By the time everything gets done here, there's a bunch more of the town guards that have come out, and they are going to be not very gentle at all with these black robe cultists. And they quickly take them, put them away, and tie them up, take all their weapons away and everything. And then they also, one of them comes over with a big sword, and you think that they're about to kill the cleric, but instead what he does is he takes the flat of his blade and he just slaps the cleric in the back of the head as hard as he can, knocks him out. And that's going to leave a welt. So he's out of commission. And then the two people that you have heard about but not really interacted much with yet, they show up. And these people are the Rufus and Burn. So Burn is a magic user, and Rufus is a fighter. They're both retired from adventuring, and they're the ones that are building that big fancy, tower over in town. And they also, as it turns out, believe, Siren, you were here at the time. You heard this story. They were the ones that gave the town the money to build the town master's hall that just got set on fire. And so they're both very annoyed that somebody has tried to burn that down. And so Burn is kind of like, all right, let me at this guy. I want to fireball him. And they're like, no. We need him alive. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. And Rufus is like, yeah, I've got magic axe that I'd like to bury in his skull. And they're like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. Gotta have him alive. So they try to placate these guys a little bit, and they come over to you all, and the the fighter Rufus comes up to you, Siren, and says, "Hey, hotshot, why did you keep these guys from setting the building on fire? What's going on? What's wrong with you?"
I mean, we were both asleep in our rooms when this happened. I mean, we're not town guards. We just live here.
Asleep. You call yourself an adventurer? You guys don't keep watch even when you're in an inn? What's wrong with you? And then Byrne walks up, just kind of got his arms crossed, and he looks at Trophim and he says, "You got a lot to learn, kid. Don't let this happen again." And then after showboating a little bit in front of the village elders, they turn around kind of in a huff, and they go back off to their the structure that they're building on the other side of town. Of course, apparently they weren't alerted about anything until after the rest of the town was awakened. So, maybe they didn't expect to get attacked in the middle of the night either. All right, so it's going to be a good XP day for you guys, because you fought the kobolds and you fought the cultists. Of course, there were a few NPCs that helped out in that battle, but I think that's a pretty good stopping point for what we wanted to do. I am going to go ahead and send out a message to Accio. I haven't heard anything back from him, so I hope everything is okay with him. Was thinking, I realized during the break that it doesn't surprise me that Wesley didn't make it a day, because he is in my Thursday night game as well, and he sent us a message Thursday night that everybody in his house is sick. He was dealing with a strep throat, and then his both of his kids have the flu, and his wife is sick with something too. So he may either be playing Dr. Dad today, or he may still be knocked out with whatever he has. So hoping he's okay. And then our new player who's really excited about joining us, let's see, her name is, or she goes by Token, and she is in the process of moving. So she's moving from Pennsylvania to Maryland, and she should be back home. She was hoping that would all be done by Friday, but apparently that got delayed a little bit, and so she should be back home next week and hopes to join us then. And then I sent out a message to Tony to see how everything's going with him, to see if we'll see him back anytime soon. Be nice to get him back if he is able to come back and join us after all of the health issues that he's been dealing with in his family. So, all right. I think we'll just go ahead and call it there for today.
Yeah.
All right.
And I will get the session notes out to you all. I'll go ahead and put a sketch of the rules for the skills challenges in the session notes from this week, so that we'll do that. And I'll try to bring those into play again in a couple of sessions, so that everybody gets a little bit more familiar with how they work.
All right.
Basically what happens with those is you get experience points for those like you would for any encounter. So if you win the skills challenge, then you get full experience. If you don't succeed at the skills challenge, then you get half the experience that you would normally. So you guys basically had 3 encounters and then a little bit of story stuff that happened this week. All right. We'll talk to you guys next week. Hope to see you again. And looks like we do have Lo once again on the stream. So thank you, Lo, for dropping by and joining us today. And we hope to see everybody again next Saturday. I haven't seen a release of the soccer schedule yet for the team that I follow, and they haven't sent out the season tickets yet. So I don't know exactly how that will impact our games, but they typically have 12 home games every year, sometime between late March and early October. And then there's a few Saturday games sprinkled in there. So we'll probably have a couple of sessions that we miss, but they're not all on Saturday. At least half of them are on Sundays, and some of them are at night, and a few of them are during the week. So it'll probably be 3 or 4 sessions that we miss during the season because of that. Shouldn't be a whole lot. All right. Well, we will talk to you all next week.
All right.
All right. Goodbye.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.